actually, Arthur, just to show you how smart he is, he gets you thinking he's throwing up top so you can bend down to walk into the shot underneath. He's a better fighter, tactician than people give him credit for.
Yeah.
The better tactician than people give him credit for.
This is about the massive Russian Muslim. Alhamdulillah, mashallah, inshallah, Allahi salam, barakatuh. That's about to land on Bivol's dome piece.
What? He got a kid on the way.
Who?
Joe.
Joe, yeah.
Look at him and they don't necessarily respect his boxing skills or they don't associate him with boxing, but that would be good, because if people go in thinking that, it'll make Artur's job that much easier. If they don't treat him as a real well-rounded pro, they're gonna find out the hard way that he can do many different things.
All they gotta do is go on boxrec.com.
To be one day good boxer. Keeping it easy, keeping it to the point, Joe. You want
James for the untouchable, true school sports. Let's go, baby. Bow.
Be careful what you wish for, because it can become a reality.
Yeah. The untouchable, true school sports empire, and y'all know the rest. Listen, guys, it is officially Beterbiev versus Bivol fight weekend. We're gonna be pumping out content. Beterbiev Bivol related content all week here on True School Sports. So we'll start it off with this. This is a compilation of some of my favorite clips, interviews, commentaries on this channel over the years about Artur Beterbiev. I've interviewed a lot of people about him over the years. So yeah, I put this together for you guys. I am Team Beterbiev for this fight. I do love Artur Beterbiev. He is one of my favorite fighters in boxing. I have a high opinion of him. But Bivol is a great fighter too, and really, this is the Super Bowl for hardcore boxing fans. This is the Stanley Cup for hardcore boxing fans. This is the World Series, the World Cup. It's that kind of fight for us hardcore boxing fans. So let's rejoice. It took a long time to get here, and best of luck to both men. And shout out to Artur Beterbiev.
Canelo, will you fight Beterbiev if he beats Bivol? If Beterbiev beats Bivol, would you consider fighting him?
If I go up to 175, I'm just gonna fight Bivol.
What about Beterbiev?
Beterbiev is a much better boxer than people think, and there's nobody in the light heavyweight division who hits like he does. He's a very, very good tactician with tremendous power. So, Bivol is a terrific fighter, as he showed with Canelo, but I think when push comes to shove, Beterbiev is better. But we'll see on June 1st when they fight each other.
For sure.
Something interesting yesterday when I saw you that people make a lot about Artur's age, that he's 37 years old, soon to be 38. You said he's one of the only fighters you've ever seen. He's getting better at 35 and up.
If you watch his technique, his execution over the last 2 or 3 years, it's better than it's ever been in his whole career. He's a better fighter. He's the only guy I can honestly say I've ever seen who improved at the age of 35. And he's better now than he was. That's for sure. That's not me saying it, to hype it up. Watch the films. He's better than he was.
Yeah.
I know. And I don't know. That's a great fight. That's a great fight to see. That's probably one of the best fights out there right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know who's gonna win, but I'm just picking Bivol. I'm just picking him because I seen him fight with Canelo.
Okay.
But I think that either one of those guys can win.
A lot of fighters. Have you ever been around a fighter who's as talented as him but still remains so humble with so much humility?
That's the difference. Like you can, at the beginning it's very important to have talent, but at the end of the summit of the pyramid, with the best talent is everybody's talented. Is the work ethic, and he's the most complete fighter and the most I will say work ethic out of this world. It's something very special.
And he's a very special fighter. My goal is to become a good boxer. Most guys who. If anybody else was 17-0 with 17 knockouts, unified champion, undefeated, they would be the biggest, jerks in the world.
That's why I told you he's a special guy, man. That's why I said I'm glad you got that look at that at the press conference today. That's not fake. That's Artur through and through.
To the
That's
core.
just the way, to the core, bro.
Yeah.
And that's the way he is as a person. That's the way he is in his religion. He's a humble man. He understands where he's come from. He understands where he is now. He's a man of principle. I mean, here's a guy who sat out a couple of years of his career based on principle for a contract dispute, for a contractual dispute, because he felt he wasn't being treated fairly, and he said, oh, okay, I just won't fight. Gave up who knows how many millions of dollars sticking to his beliefs, and you don't find that in a lot of people.
That's very understated because a lot of box fans are like, why did he fight that much during the PBC years? I know
Great to see David deal with somebody with that kind of firepower and skills and physical strength.
How do you see that fight playing out?
I've always I have a very high opinion of Artur Beterbiev, like huge. I don't think he's ever gonna lose.
Ever?
I think he's gonna retire undefeated.
He's strong. Yeah. Too tough. Beterbiev is a throwback. He's an old rugged Canadian, Mexican, wherever he is. He's rugged. And he kept the pressure on. And you may not remember, you probably remember, there was a Mexican kid by the name of Yaki Lopez.
I know Yaki Lopez, yeah.
He kept the pressure on him. He stayed on him when he knocked him down the first time, stayed on him. Because he knew sooner or later. I knew that Harvey Doc was going to stop. I told you he can't beat this kid.
You look at Joe Smith, the pressure Joe Smith put on him. You can see he was uncomfortable.
Correct.
He was like, man, he keep coming, and he wobbled him like. Artur pressure is different because he put that pressure, but he's slick with it too. It may not look like it, but he's slick with it because he don't got the flashy style with the shoulder roll and all that. But the way he play with the range,
he doesn't get hit
and feint and look like he getting hit, but he really not. He's like missing by this much, but he can hit you.
I heard somebody say one time that Artur he boxes the punchers and he punches the boxers. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's
and dude is for real. And I got him crushing
Canelo versus Bivol. And I'm like, you can't go to the ropes like that with Beterbiev. I mean, even though Canelo is a smaller man and he's putting his all with it, those punches from Beterbiev are going to be different. So unless he keeps it in the center, but people keep forgetting, Beterbiev can box too. He's very good at closing the distance. If you look at Callum Smith is no pushover. If you look at how he was closing the distance, Beterbiev, he can do that against anybody. So, yeah, I know Bivol has that world-class pendulum, but eventually, I just think that Beterbiev gonna catch up with him.
Yeah, and I think comes in the gym. He says, "I want to become a good boxer."
Yeah, that's his. It's kind of like he means it, but it's kind of a running joke. People in the gym know what he means. Like we will be telling him, we'll be really serious and be like, "All right, man, you got to get low and you got to dig and you got to use your weight here." And he always says, if I do that, maybe I'll be a good boxer. So his whole thing is, I want to be a good boxer one day. And what he means is he wants to be well-rounded. He doesn't want to just be a great puncher. He doesn't want to just be a great defensive guy. He wants to be well-rounded. And he's, like I say, he's getting better as he gets older.
And it looks like he's becoming very well-rounded because he can box you up and beat you up.
And he could be a destroyer when he has to. When he gets guys hurt, it's generally over, you know, and he's that guy. I mean, he's a really incredible fighter.
Yeah, I know you guys can't overlook Joe Smith Jr. because he's a very determined challenger, and I know Artur won't. But I wanted to pick your brain.
I mean, he's a boxer, but Beterbiev's just a mean guy. I remember one day I was boxing really well against him, and I just seen it in his face. He asked coach for another round, and he just tried to take my head off. I just see the anger in his face, This is a guy who doesn't drink, doesn't put anything bad in his body, because of his religion and stuff. And he just trained different. After I did a camp with him, I was like, man, I got to step up my game and the way I'm living outside the ring. Because you have people that are punching like this and living so cleanly, it's like, it opens your eyes and just, it's crazy,
It was a professional world championship class performance. Like he did what he had to do. He stayed calm, stayed cool. Smith tried to put pressure on him, and he just counterpunched him. Boom, just short little shots. Those are the short little shots that the legends back in the day used to throw. Now everyone's big winging shot.
Boom, the sharpshooter. Small shot like Robinson, coming with Zilio. Get up real close and just touch it. Yeah. If you keep touching you all night long, Ross, you got to go.
And the shorter guy, Beterbiev, had the better jab. So there you go.
All you got to do, and Russ Anber, you just tell your brother, Just touch it, guys. Just touch it. Yeah. Whether you win around or not, just touch it. Let it feel it.
I wanted to see Benavidez a light heavyweight for so long, you know. And so when he would call out Canelo, I never thought Canelo would fight him.
Actually, wait, let me take it back. Better be a Benavidez.
Woo! Now you're talking my language.
Better be a Benavidez. Let me take that back.
Why that fight?
Because I feel like that would be really exciting. I mean, David's getting into that division. Beterbiev is a high volume power puncher. It's perfect.
Yeah,
it's
perfect. Now you're talking, because. All right, so my guy Lee from
Canada, Ottawa,
Canada.
Yeah.
LT Boxing, right?
That's right, LT Boxing on the channel.
Yeah.
And I'm at the Legend here, True School Sports, you know what I mean? Professional right here, Florida, Canada, you know, we're all getting the boxing news out.
We're all getting the boxing news out, man. What do you think about the fights tonight with Florida and Comatose?
Excellent. I think fight of the year, Canada right now. It could be the fight of the year in total.
Yeah, okay. And what about the boxing scene in Canada? What's that like?
It's good. Beterbiev's taking over right now, and he's going to shock the world and beat Bivol. These guys want to grip me over here, but
I got Beterbiev as well.
I got Beterbiev winning, so I think, you know, we're going to have the light heavyweight unified champion fighting out of Canada, and hopefully we get some more good fighters, and stay tuned.
My man Lee from LT Boxing, nice meeting you.
Yes, yes, sir.
That's more for that.
But that's my point. It all starts from the seed, though.
Yeah,
and that seed was, I broke your fucking jaw, monster.
Yeah.
Fake monster. That's all I'm saying. There's an argument that he's a fake monster. I get it. You don't want to see that because you like his skill, and he's knocking people out.
He's a great fighter. I've been watching him since like this 5th fight.
But if we're gonna call people a monster, isn't fucking Beterbiev the true monster?
He's a monster too. I think they're both monsters.
Convenient.
No, it's not convenient, but they're both monsters. They're both knocking out really good fighters.
Beterbiev ain't beating no 38-year-olds, man. And no disrespect to Nonito, he's been in here. I'm just saying, in boxing, you're old at 38. You're old. We can't change that because you want to make him a monster. You know?
It's not that I want to make him a monster. It's just like what he's done in his career so far.
Again, how could they both be monsters if one has got a perfect...
Not even in the same weight class, so I don't know why you're trying to make it a thing.
Because they gave the name to the wrong person.
He's a Russian monster. Artur is a good fighter. He's a good. He has a solid amateur background. Like myself, you know, I went to the...
Everybody's saying Bivol went out boxing. How? How?
He was an elite boxer too.
Yeah,
he's an IBA world champion.
And here's my thing. If you look at Bivol's resume, it's shaky. Let's keep it above. It's shaky. The last guy he fought, coming off of a knockout loss to Anthony Yarde.
Lyndon Arthur, yeah.
I mean, his resume shaky. I mean, let's keep it.
You're saying it don't hold the weight that Beterbiev.
It don't hold the weight. Like I think this is gonna be a step down in competition for Arthur because he's been in so many tougher fights with so many guys that's boxed.
Yeah, he seems to have like a lot of layers to him as not just as a boxer, but as a person. You know, he's got a good sense of humor. Like he says, he's trying to become a good boxer. You know,
But he believed that for real.
Yeah,
he believed that for real.
Yeah,
it's a half joke. But what he tried to explain with that, it's like he take a life to be a good boxer. He take a life to be a good coach. He take a life to every job that you do in society. Like you need to put effort and focus if you want to be good at one point. And this is the way that he conducts himself.
You mentioned the Beterbiev fight. Like I asked you earlier, but I want to ask you on the camera. His power, a lot's made of how hard he punches. What was it like being in there with Beterbiev?
Like I told you, he hits hard, but I got hit harder. It's just he wears you down and punches in bunches because he hits hard, but obviously as you see, I was trading with him, and the punches that hurt me was the ones behind my head. But he's a strong, powerful dude, and people don't underestimate his boxing. But he could punch, but in my fight, he seemed like he didn't punch as hard as people thought. That's why I was willing to trade with him.
Speed kills, but power destroys. So my breakdown is I got Bivol outboxing Beterbiev for about 6 rounds, 3 to 6 rounds. But eventually, Beterbiev gonna close the gap. And when he closes the gap, you know what's gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen.
He's gonna wear you down and wear you out.
I like well, before the knockout, the right uppercut, the left uppercut.
But you know, it was again, we knew that Smith was always going to try to go down. You know, he was going to try to go right to the front. So actually, Arthur, just to show you how smart he is, he gets you thinking he's throwing up top, so you can then down and walk into the shot underneath. He's a better fighter, tactician than people give him credit for.
Yeah.
The better tactician than people give him credit for.
I fought Canelo.
Yes.
Okay. Bivol exposed Canelo. Like
Okay.
he really damaged his whole appearance and everything as far as how he boxed, outboxed and everything. Do you feel that Beterbiev will do the same thing to him?
To Canelo.
If not worse. Yeah.
Yeah, he beat the shit out of Canelo, but I'm saying, why are we talking about Canelo?
I'm trying to compare Bivol to Canelo, right? I'm saying hypothetically, we go again, hypothetically.
Okay, you're saying
if Beterbiev fuck Canelo, when he fucked the shit out of Canelo, worse, or 10 times worse than fucking Bivol.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. I was trying to figure out why you brought Canelo up out of nowhere, though.
Because I'm trying to say
about Canelo.
No,
I'm not
talking
I think he stops him like 5 or 6. I think he stops him. I don't think Bivol gonna have the punching power to keep him off.
Okay.
And I don't think that stuff you do against other guys is gonna work against Arthur. Real good at keeping his distance. Let me ask this: do you think Bivol punched harder than Callum Smith?
Absolutely not. No. Bivol has had a knockout since he fought Sullivan Barrera.
And that
Years
was like
ago.
105 years.
Like 10 fights ago.
You know what I'm saying? So if you look at it, and don't get me wrong, in boxing anything can happen.
Of course.
Anything can happen. But if I'm just going off my common sense and I'm going on the body of work they putting out, it's not even a fight. Just in my opinion, it's not even a fight.
This is not me hyping him up. This is not me being a PR guy. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
If on January 1st, Arthur weighed 175 pounds, and we had to go away for a month and leave him, and we say, all right, Arthur, we're going away. We'll see you in 30 days. When we come back, he's still going to weigh 175 pounds.
Discipline.
He's going to be in better shape than when we left him. Where a lot of guys, when the coach is away, I can eat, I can skip some days, just naturally that's their reaction. You don't have to worry. You don't have to tell him, you better get up in the morning. I've had guys, I had to get them up in the morning to run. I had to actually physically go to their house, knock on the door, and say, all right, come on, man, we got to run.
They didn't have that discipline or motivation to get
Arthur
themselves.
does not need anyone to tell him to do anything.
I just kind of go with the flow. I'm
Yeah.
a fan of the sport, so I like boxing as a whole.
Yeah.
Just go with it. I like to stay up to date with everything that's going on in the industry.
I got one for you, actually. I got one more. Beterbiev Bivol. Bivol?
I think Beterbiev is a good fighter or not, but he does make a lot of mistakes and gets tagged. I give it to Bivol. Bivol stays on his game. He's way sharper and he's a smarter man, so I give it to Bivol.
Yeah.
I give it to Bivol.
As long, but he better make
Get out of the
sure.
way. Joe.
This is the one time I had a chance to watch Artur Beterbiev fight live. When I seen this man fight live, I was truly in the presence of greatness. Beterbiev is one of the best fighters, if not the best fighter I ever seen live. And I've seen many of them live. Beterbiev Bivol, undisputed, less than a week away.
Zorro, there was a really good fight last night in the light heavyweight division with Artur Beterbiev. I don't know if you saw it, but he's a very hard hitting fighter. You're a very hard hitting fighter. What do you think about a matchup with like Artur Beterbiev?
I think he's a great fighter. He's a great fighter. I saw him and I saw the Marcus Brown, and he didn't deserve to win because he was so scared to fight Beterbiev. He didn't throw a good combination. He just like was standing there. And he get like big cut. Beterbiev, and he did good. He's a warrior.
I remember I actually thought Vasil was gonna beat Beterbiev. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I was watching the fight like, yo, Arthur got to do something, and he showed the champion that he is and stepped up and got him out of there. But that's a tough fight. And I was in camp with him with Zerno. He's big as hell. Yeah. And he can punch. And he moved good. I'm looking at him like, yo, Arthur really stopped him. I'm like, damn, like this man is incredible. Like I think a special fighter. I think he stops Bivol.
He's not a businessman. He's not trying to shout people out and call people out for nonsense. He doesn't care. He doesn't even watch boxing. Like he doesn't even.
That's crazy. Yeah, you told me yesterday. It's like, yeah, he doesn't know who Teofimo Lopez is.
If Teofimo, and that's nothing bad against Teofimo. I'm just saying, a million guys, if they walked up to him and said, "Hey, how you doing?" he wouldn't have a clue who they are. And if you said, "Man, you know who that was?" He'd be like, that guy, he said hello to me. I go, "Man, that's the undisputed champ right there. He was saying hi to you." So yeah, it's amusing because he doesn't admire people. He doesn't look up to just regular people. He just boxes, trains, he goes home. goes home to his family. It's just a job that he does.
I'll be right back.
But I was like, I've been in camp with Kovalev, and he punched really hard. So I was like, I have to go and see if the power is real. You know, I got to see, you know, how different it is. Kovalev hit hard. Like, his jabs were like most people's strong right hand.
Yeah.
And Beterbiev was just the next level up from that. So it was pretty crazy.
So you would say the power was real.
Oh yeah, it was real. And I mean, he doesn't have skill. He doesn't have the skill level like Beterbiev, but I mean Bivol. But he knows his way around the ring pretty well. You know, I mean, obviously he doesn't box on the back foot pretty well, but he's been in the ring. I mean, he's had hundreds of amateur fights, fought the best, you know, and you know, he knows enough.
He is boxing right now, knockout king. You know, 17 fights, 17 knockouts, unified champion. You know, you can't do much better than that.
Right. You know, his whole, you know, we work a lot on his boxing, and he's a very, very underrated boxer. He's got, and he showed that with Marcus Brown. He's got very good boxing skills and technique, but his whole intention is knockout. Like that's he wants everybody to go.
What about maybe moving up to light heavyweight to fight Beterbiev? Because I know at one point, like, you guys were up there ranked.
We had the opportunity to fight with that guy from Floyd Mayweather, 175. Badu Jack, you know. I don't think David's ready to go to 175. We're going to wait a little bit.
Really? Because he kind of struggles to make weight sometimes.
No,
you know, it seems like.
That's what people say, that he
No,
struggles
he
to
doesn't.
make
He doesn't.
He doesn't. You know, I mean, he's been making weight.
Yeah.
Only time that he missed 2 pounds, you know. And I mean, that now everybody thinks that he misses weight. I will be the first one, you know, to move him up, you know, for his own health, you know. Why would I want to keep him at 168, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It could be the next fight, you know, that he can't, the body doesn't want to do 168.
Yeah.
We'll move up to 175, no problem. But I think we just want to capture as much as we can at 168 and then go to 175.
A fight that is ideal. What do you think about the challenge of fighting a guy like a Dmitry Bivol for Beterbiev?
But it's a dream. It's not nothing against Bivol. We have a lot of respect for him. He's a great fighter. He showed a lot of stuff last fight. It's more about we won the other belt. It's nothing personal. It's just the challenge, and this is what motivates Artur more than anything. More than money, more than name. If you offer him or Canelo, and he's probably still today is probably more lucrative to fight Canelo. But I still think Artur wants to fight Bivol first.
Yeah, because he's all about the legacy and the status of being a good boxer.
Exactly.
Yeah, great fighters in boxing that you've had the time to spend time with. What does Artur do? Like, what qualities about him stick out that reminds you of great fighters you've seen in the past?
Well, one thing, his training is his mentality. And I always say, mentality is everything. People don't understand. Like Mickey Ward and Arturo Gatti in the 9th round of their first fight. That was their mentality that helped them get through that. Without the mentality, neither one of those guys lasts through that round. Artur has that. He showed that with Marcus Brown, where he got the most horrific cut ever, one of the worst cuts ever. And in the corner, he never even mentioned it. It was just an obstacle to overcome. There was no reason to talk about it. There was no reason to complain, and he got better after, which most people with a cut that bad, they would shy away and they would take their time and they would try to regroup. But his whole mentality told him, all right, we got to step it up now. We got to go harder. It's easy to say to do that, but he did it.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. I'm at the Boxing Hall of Fame out here in Canada, New York. And for more great boxing content just like this video, make sure you click and subscribe right over here.